Okay, for our previous lessons, we only work with one function, which is the main function. So for this lesson onwards, we are going to learn about user-defined functions. Okay, that means you are not going to see only one function. You will see more functions at the bottom. Alright, and usually the reason that we use functions is to make the function do certain dedicated task. Like for example, function A is just for calculation, or function B is just to display results, or function C is just to take user input. Okay, so basically when you create functions, each of the function will have its own dedicated task. But you must still have the main function, because in order to make sure the other functions work, the main function must call the other function. If you do not call the other function will not work. Okay, let me show you a very simple scenario. Let's do this. A very simple example. Let's display good morning. Okay, so this is good morning. I'm going to save this first in my folder. So this will be your sample 1. Okay, let's test run this. Okay, it's working perfectly. So here I have one function. Okay, and this particular main function is doing this job, which is printing good morning. But what if the main function has to do some other task? So this particular printing job is supposed to be done by another function. Okay, so let's create another function. So usually functions that we create will be either at the bottom of main, or you can even put on top of main around this area. But for this lesson, I'm going to put it down. Okay, so creating another function, void, give a name. Because I'm displaying good morning, so I just want to name it as display. You can give it any name. Okay, so now I have created a function. Okay, this is the function header. This is the function body. Okay, so now this person is in charge of displaying this. So this statement, I don't want the main to execute. So I'm taking this and putting it here. Okay, it's just like a main function, but it is a user-defined function. This is something that you create. Okay, the main function we did not create. We are using it in our program. Okay, now I have a function, void display. The job of this function is to display good morning. But this person, this particular function will only work if you call it. Okay, so someone have to call it. So because all programs start from main, so we'll ask main to call. Okay, so how to call the main function? Just call with the name display, brackets, brackets, semicolon. That's it. So this is actually a function call. Okay, this is the entire function. Alright, you have the header, you have the body. Okay, and this is the return type. Later we'll come and see this again. For now, just leave it as void. But this is the return type. Okay, So let's run this. See, it's still working. Okay, it is still working. So basically the program starts from main, okay, and then it calls display, and then it runs this function, and then it returns back to main and continue. Okay, so let me show you. So here, let's put in another print. I'm just going to put in main. Okay, just to show you what's happening. So here, I put printf in main again. Okay, so this is to show you what is happening, the steps. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so first thing, the main will work. It'll print this. Okay, and then you'll see good morning, because after printing in main, I call display, function display. So you'll go to function display, do whatever things that is here. In this case, I'm printing good morning, and then I will return back. I will go back to main. Starting point is main, ending point is main. Okay, so you can see in main again. So you can see that it's returning to the main program and continues with the rest of it until the end. Alright, so now you have created one function. Okay, but there's another thing that we need to create. Okay, this is a function. We need to create a prototype, meaning we have to tell the program that this particular function exists in the program. Okay, so up here, just below your hash include statement, you have to tell the system that this function exists. It's very simple. Just copy the function header, void display, brackets, close brackets, semicolon. That's it. This is something like declaring the function. Okay, so you call this as function prototype. Okay, very simple. Whenever you have a function, you need to create this particular prototype. If not, for certain compilers, you'll get error. For certain compilers, you won't get error, but you'll have warning. Okay, so you have to have prototype and you have to have the function. So this is how a user-defined function works. A function that you create.